I'm Dr. Himani Khanna. I'm a developmental pediatrician, a co-founder and director at Continua Kids. So my today's video is a continuation of my previous video, and we are going to again talk about developmental screening. Today's video we are going to talk about the right age for developmental screening of the infants and children. So uh, now each and every child needs a developmental follow-up. We have discussed in our earlier video. Now in India, we don't have a standard guidelines which says that this is at this particular age we need to do. But there are a lot of research publication all over the world, and there are a lot of guidelines which are followed in other countries. And based on the research background, the correct age for doing a formal developmental screening using a standardized screening tool should be performed at 9 months of age, at 18 months of age, at 24 months, and then at 30 months. At 18 months and 24 months, along with the routine developmental screening using a standardized tool, we also must apply a autism screening for the child. So each and every child must undergo an autism screening along with the developmental screening at 18 and 24 months of age. Now, after 30 months, once we make sure that the child is developing emotionally, behaviorally, physically, in all which ways, typically at around 4 to 5 years of age, we must again consider applying some school readiness criteria and making sure that the child is school ready before he hits the school. So the second part of developmental screening here would be the screening of a high-risk newborn. First, we need to know which are the babies or infants which are at high risk, and which we need to follow up even more closely as far as their development is concerned, because they are even at higher risk of getting developmental disabilities later. So any infant which is born less than 1.5 kg or less than 32 weeks of gestational age is a high risk newborn. Or if the baby is born more than 1.5 kilos or is above 32 weeks of gestational age, has some associated problems or medical issues, would fall into a high risk newborn category. So what are those associated conditions for a baby who is more than 1.5 or is more than 32 weeks of gestation? If the infant is born very small, is IUGR, that means the height, weight, head circumference, and all these growth parameters are below the third percentile for that gestational age, the baby is at high risk. Or the second would be if the infant has some kind of a brain infection or meningitis in the neonatal period. If the infant has seizures in the post-natal period, or if the infant has undergone any kind of a mechanical ventilation in the first 48 hours of birth, or if the baby did not cry at birth and it took some time for the baby who had need to be resuscitated and revived, that baby again is at high risk. If the infant or the newborn after birth has had a low blood sugar level at within first few hours of birth, or if there has been a major blood group incompatibility leading to very high levels of jaundice requiring exchange transfusions or intensive phototherapies, again those babies are also at risk. If the baby is born with any kind of an inborn error of metabolism or any major congenital malformation at birth, those are definitely at risk of developing developmental difficulties later. If an infant has at birth has had an abnormal neurological examination just before discharge, we must guide the parents to come for a developmental screening because they are at high risk again. So these are some of the factors which call for a very close developmental follow-up of these high-risk infants. And now, what are the age at which we must call them? So first and foremost, just before discharge from the NICU, a full neurological examination must happen for all these infants, and a developmental supportive care must be informed to the parents and the caregivers of the infant, as in how they are going to manage that baby at home in the first few months, and the developmental supportive care will further help reduce those challenges for us. then a developmental screening and follow-up must happen at 3 months, 6 months, 9 and 12 months of age in the first year of life, at 18 months, 24 months and 36 months of age in the second year of life. So this kind of a very close developmental follow-up is necessary, and in these follow-up we use standardized screening tool, and if need be we plan a thorough development assessment and advise a desired developmental stimulation techniques to the parents. These stimulation techniques, when done early, we can actually reduce the intensity of the challenge that we are going to face later with the child, and we can diagnose the difficulties much earlier and reduce a disability. The more important thing is, if we diagnose the developmental challenges early, we are somewhere going to reduce the disability for the child by working on it in time. Thank you so much for listening.